get started. Hi, everyone. It has been a while since I have been live. Timer's still up. Gotta shake the cobwebs off. It's been a while since I've been live. And what a topic to go live on. Now, I promise you we're going to talk about why Reels are important and how you get started with Reels. But first, we've got to talk about this thing, right? Why are you putting it off? Now, I want to know, whether you are live or watching on replay, how many times have you put create a reel or do Reels or get started with Reels on your to-do list? And then it doesn't happen over and over and over and over again. Or maybe you are doing Reels, just not consistently. Or maybe you did a few Reels, you didn't get traction, and you're like, ugh, I know this is supposed to be good for me. I know this is supposed to be awesome. Everybody talks about it, but I can't seem to quite get it going. Yes? Is that you? Okay, you're in the right place because that's what we're going to talk about today. If you and I have not met, we've got some new members inside this community. My name is Jamie Hain. I am a video and growth coach, and I can tell you that was me. I had that thing on my to-do list. This is what I kept saying over and over and over again. I don't have time. I'm too busy. This isn't my thing. I had all sorts of excuses for 2 years. For 2 years, I told myself that. When everybody else was saying, Jamie, you need to be, why are you not doing Reels? And I wasn't doing it. Okay. Now, those were my reasons. I need to know what your reasons are. So why do you think, let's put some comments type in the comments. Why do you think you are putting off doing Reels? What is the reason you think you're not doing it? I'm going to pull up my phone because I'm sure you're going to have some good ones. I can promise you, I have said them all. So you're not going to tell me something today that I have not already heard. I promise you. And heard like myself. I said these things, right? But it is likely things like this. Let me pull up some things here. Okay? Like me. I'm too busy. I don't got time. I don't have time to do all of the editing. Okay, Ashley says I'm not techie. Okay, there we go. The tech seems overwhelming. Like, oh, it's just too hard. It's too much work. You know, the other one that I hear oftentimes is, I'm just not good using my phone. Like, I need to do my desktop. Okay. The other one that I hear often is, it just doesn't feel like me. Like, I don't want to dance and lip sync and do all of that crazy stuff. So, like, it's just not my thing, right? Let's see if we got anybody else. Hi, Raina. Hi, Christy. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you guys. It's been a while. Okay, not sure how to do them easily, even though I'm told they're easy. Okay, so there's a little bit of that tech overwhelm, right? And also easy implies too much time. I don't have time. I'm too busy, right? A little bit of that in there. Raina says, all of the above, and then I go into overwhelm. Yes. Okay, now, the truth is, it's something else. And only you know what that deeper level is. And now I know you're thinking, no, really, it's that. There's likely something else going on because all of these, easy to overcome. These are easy things to overcome, right? The issue is likely something a little bit deeper. And it could be that there is a little bit of fear of judgment, maybe a little bit that I'm going to be embarrassed. People might mock me. It could be harmful or damaging to my reputation. But more than that, it's usually one of these last two. I need to be in control, and that feels like out of control. Or even a little bit of perfectionism, right? If I can't do it right, I'm not going to do it, which actually ties in with that harmfulness piece, right? If I can't do it right, if it's not going to be good, then I don't want to do it because it's not good enough. Yes? Yeah. It's real. There's a real thing. And listen, I'm not saying this in any sort of judgment way, right? It's not a slam. It's the truth. This is what's really, really, really going on. And the truth is that for most of us, posting is safe. I can control it. I know what I'm going to get. I'm in my comfort zone. I just keep doing what I'm doing. It's good enough, right? No, not right. And you're about to see why, okay? The truth is you can't rely on motivation to get Reels done because you're going to keep prioritizing it off. You're going to keep saying, all this other stuff is more important. Reel's not important. And I know this because I do it myself and I'm still doing it. I find myself waiting until the last minute because I got to get all this other stuff done. And I'm like, ugh, I didn't do a reel. Okay. So here's what actually has to happen. You have to change your identity. You have to change You have to create habits. You have to create practices that you put in place to literally prioritize doing reels over doing other stuff. That's what I mean by your identity. Who you are and how you show up matters. Okay? Now, let's talk a little bit about why you should be doing reels. Just in case you don't know this already, I'm wanting to make sure you understand it. Okay? All right. So a little bit of why reels rock. Why they rock. Okay. Here is number one. Okay? The time that you take to do one post, and you're probably going to get 20 or 30 views on average. I know sometimes your posts get more reach than that, but you probably on average get about 20 or 30 views on your post and a handful of comments. And you're like, okay, I'm happy with that. Okay. One reel, assuming the same amount of time, same content, is going to get 10 times that. 200 to 300 views. And the reality is a lot of good reels are getting 800, 1,500, or even more views. Okay? It is also, by the way, 10 times the views. Now, sometimes, I'm going to call this out before I bring up the next one. Sometimes that in and of itself is the scary thing. Back to that fear of judgment. What do you mean 1,500 people are going to see this? Right? What if they don't like it? Y'all, it's 1,500 people seeing eyeballs on your stuff. You are likely sitting there saying, I wish people just knew who I was and what I could do. That's why you need to be doing reels. Right there, okay? Last thing. It is the number one way to get more followers. If you are wanting to grow your audience and get more views, reels is one of the number one ways to get that. And in fact, most people are starting to move more towards doing reels and less posts. Any of the gurus or experts that you follow, go and look. If you go to their actual page or their profile, they are likely doing less posts, more reels. There's a reason. It gets more reach. More people are seeing it. Okay, before we move on, did you all know this? Is this a surprise? And you're like, yeah, I know it, but, and there's something in the way? Or you are like, are you freaking kidding me? What? I had no idea. I need to know where you're at. Let me look. Let me see where you're at. Okay, no comments yet. It's coming. It's a delay. A delay from the comments on the phone. Oh, look at how off my pink colors are. Horrible. Okay, so tell me. How are you feeling about this? Is this a shocker and a surprise? Okay, Christy says, I didn't know this, but my mind is blown. Yeah, here's what I want to tell you. I want to tell you this. My worst reels, the reels that I go, man, what the heck happened? They're getting 20 and 30 views, and I don't have very many of those. Maybe one a month that just tanks for whatever reason. On average, I'm getting this 230 views. On average. And then I'm super excited when I get in the thousands. Like I am pumped up and excited. And there are people, I mean, you all are seeing it. Next time you're on your phone, whether you watch reels on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram, doesn't matter, wherever you watch them, start paying attention to the views and the comments. Tens of thousands of views on this stuff once you get going. That is the beauty of it. That's what's so awesome. Okay. Ashley says, I know it, but I go blank when it comes to creating the content for reels. Okay, here's the deal. It's no different than the content you're putting in your posts. It's no different. Okay, we're going to talk about that next. Perfect segue, Ashley. You just set me up perfectly. Okay, that's what you want to know, right? The thing that you want to know is, how do I do this? I just realized what I have up here. So let me I don't want to beat this dead horse, but I'm going to, because I wish that somebody had told me this 2 years ago. For 2 years, I sat and didn't do this. And now I'm realizing, oh my gosh, this is a game changer here. Okay. So when you are saying, I don't want to do reels, or you're not prioritizing doing reels, and you say, tomorrow, next week, I'll get to it. I'm doing all of this other stuff. You are essentially saying no to 10 times the views. I want that to just sit for just a second. Okay. So again, now that we're talking about this, if those things are still coming up, I don't have time, the tech is overwhelming, I'm afraid of whatever, 10 times, okay? If that is not enough to help you say, I need to change what I'm doing, I need to change my practice, my habits, my identity, then it is something else going on. And I want to help you with that, okay? So if this is you and you're still like sitting on the other side of this camera going, yeah, but Jamie, but it's something else, right? And I'm not talking about the tech. We're going to get to that here in a second. Then I want to talk to you, okay? I want you to message me. And we're going to have a little chit chat, and I'll see if I can't help you get past whatever it is that's blocking and getting in your way. Now, if you want to get on a Zoom call, I'm happy to get on a Zoom call with you. It just needs to be in January. This is my last work week of 2025. I'm so excited. I'm taking 2 weeks off. I'm so excited and it's not just, I'm on a tangent. I'm going to focus. I'm going to focus. Anyway, that's my point. Okay. Now, what you really want to know is, how do I get started? What do I say? How do I get going? The best advice that I can give you is this. Stop overthinking the reels. Stop overthinking them. You are putting so much pressure on each individual reel that you're stalling yourself out. And I know, because I was doing it. I was making each reel like as important as doing a Facebook Live or as important as doing a workshop. And I was putting all this time, energy, and effort. Reels are faster. Okay? Just start putting stuff out. Just start putting stuff out. What is the worst thing that's going to happen? You're going to learn how to do reels differently. One of the best things I ever did was I challenged myself to do 30 reels in 30 days. And I will tell you, by the second week, I was throwing them up and I was like, I don't even care, because I just had to get it done. And what I realized is, even in that state where I'm pushing myself to get something done and I cared less, I wasn't worried about the overthinking, I still was getting this kind of views. It's crazy, okay? Now, the other thing I want to call out here is that I'm to blame partially here, because many of you who've been in this group for a while have learned how to go live from me. And so you are likely taking that same approach for your reels. Hook, story, call to action, or whatever else you've learned from me, depending on if you've done any of my programs or worked with me in any capacity. Reels are different. They don't work the same way. You gotta go about them in a little bit different way. It is faster to get to your point, and it is not a training. It is a spark. All you are trying to do is allow people to go, oh, I kind of like her. I'm gonna follow her. That's how you get the new followers. It's a spark of interest. It is not a complicated training system, okay? If you want to teach, you can, but it's a teeny tiny sliver. It is not a complicated thing like you would do on a Facebook Live, okay? So you're likely overthinking what goes into the reels, and you're treating it like it's a live or a workshop, and that's not what a reel is. It's designed to be completely different, okay? The other thing you got to do, or you could do, you don't have to, is start small. And when I say small, I'm talking about a 10-second reel. 10 seconds. Not 3 minutes, not 7 minutes. Just because you can on some platforms do longer reels does not mean you should, okay? Because here's what you got to understand. What you got to realize is that watch time on reels matters, okay? So if you do a reel that's 2 minutes long and your average watch time is 6 seconds, any algorithm on any platform is going to go, that's not good reel. I'm not going to show it to very many people. That's not what we want, right? But if you do a 10-second reel or a 15-second reel and people watch half of that, that's a huge improvement. And it doesn't take you near the time. So if you are just getting started with reels, this is what I would recommend. Start small, start short. You don't even have to put your face on it if you don't want to. Okay? You don't have to. Talking head reels are likely going to get you the most reach. B-roll, which is where you're in the background and there's motion, but you're not necessarily talking. There's more text on the screen. Those work really well. Or you can do faceless, where it is some sort of video that you get off Canva or that you shoot yourself that you're not even in. Will still get more views than a post. Okay. Any questions on this? Oh, last thing while you're thinking of questions. Start where you already feel safe. Or start somewhere new. I have people go both ways, right? I'm most comfortable in my Facebook group because I know these people and they know me and I trust and I feel safe. Then start by posting reels there and see how you do. If it's easier to say, you know what? I'm so worried about my friends or my grandmother or my family or whatever saying something. I'm going to go over to TikTok where nobody knows me. I'm going to create a profile that's not even my name. Start there. It's where do you feel safe? Just run with that. Okay. Let me see if there's any questions here. Okay. Okay, so this is back to the question about has your mind been blown? Has your mind been blown? Jessica says, not a surprise. I started this a while ago. Good for you, Jessica. I know it, but I go blank. Oh, I already said that one. Sorry, Ashley. Robin, I've created a couple reels, but neither got more than 40 views. Okay, this is the other thing. I'm so glad you brought this up, Robin. Yep, that's what it's going to be when you start. Here's the most amazing thing about reels. It's sort of like, how do you build a snowman? Okay. You start with this little bit of snow, and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until you have the base. And then you do it again, and you have the middle part, and you do it again, you got the head, right? But you got to build up that snow, okay? If you just do a reel and then you're like, okay, let's wait and see what happens. Or you do 2 or 3 reels, and then you're like, okay. The algorithms don't know what to do with you. You haven't had enough time for the algorithm to realize, who are you? Who do I need to show this to? Who's going to like this content? So it takes time, right? It takes days, if not weeks, if not months, to build up some of that momentum. That's why I say start small. Start with those little bitty 10-second videos that you're like, they're almost like, I don't even care. They're so easy to do. They take you so little time, and it helps the algorithm get to know. And then they slowly get bigger and bigger and bigger in terms of views. This is also true if you ever change your strategy. So like Jessica said, she's already doing this, okay? If you are already doing this and you're like, I need to change up how I do this, I'm changing my strategy, the same thing happens. It's like the algorithm goes, okay, I don't know what to do with this. These are different. I don't know who to send these to. And so it just takes that ongoing commitment to showing up, even though you're not seeing the results. It is the hardest thing ever. Think of it like this, okay? You don't start a diet and go, I had a salad today for lunch. Why haven't I lost 30 pounds? Right? What's happening is, by eating right, you might lose 1 pound or 2 pounds a week. And so to notice any sort of significant weight loss, it takes months. Same thing with reels. You gotta keep going even if you're not seeing the results, because it's learning what works and what doesn't. The other thing that's true inside of reels is your engagement on other reels. So a lot of people think if I just post, that's good enough. It's not good enough. Who you are engaging with, other reels that you are commenting on, helps train the algorithm so it knows who to show your stuff to. You gotta have strategy and skill. It takes both sides of it. Okay, I know that wasn't a question, but I hope that helped. Let's see what else we got. Judy says these are great suggestions. Thank you, Judy. That's what I did. No one in my personal life follows me on TikTok. Great suggestion. Yes. Where does it tell you how many views your reel got? Depends on the platform. But generally, if you click on the 3 little dots inside the reel itself, so if you open up your own reel and the 3 little dots, you have something that says insights. Different platforms say different things. That's where you can get the data. So you're not only looking at the number of views, but you're looking at watch time. How many people watch the whole reel from start to finish? The longer people stay watching the reel, the more that reel is going to get shared. Okay. Do hashtags improve your reach? Yes and no. Okay. Most people anymore are not specifically targeting hashtags. I mean, honestly, for those of you that are on with me live, or even if you're watching on the replay, let me say it this way. When was the last time you went onto your phone and went into reels and actually searched by hashtag? Right? We just don't do it anymore. So the way hashtags help is they help the algorithm know who or what this reel is about. So almost think of hashtags more like keywords, so that the algorithm learns, oh, this is about this topic. Okay, got it. You still want to use hashtags, but it's not 20 or 30 hashtags. It's like 2 to 3, maybe 5 at the most. And for the most part on Facebook, don't do hashtags at all. They don't work. Nobody does hashtags on Facebook. But on Instagram and TikTok, there's still a purpose. I would still tell you to put them out there. I do see that I get more reach on videos that I have a hashtag on than reels that I don't have a hashtag on. So I've played with it a little bit, and I do see that it's a little bit better. Yes. In terms of like, I don't know what to do about hashtags. What I would do is say, what is this video about? What are you doing in the video? And then search for hashtags that way. The other thing you can do, use ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT. Okay. Should we be interacting with people posting similar content or on an ideal client's content? Yes and yes. Both. Robin Power says, never have you gone and searched by hashtag, right? So nobody else has either, unfortunately. Lawanda hasn't searched by hashtags. Nobody has, because we just don't do it anymore, right? We are literally just waiting for it to just drop right into our feed. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions about how to get started here? If you got them, drop them. Okay. Would you like some help? Because here's the thing I want you to understand. It's time to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Yes, doing reels, you are learning something new. It is something new. You haven't learned it before. If you were learning something new in your business that you've never done before, or if you were learning some new skill in your personal life, like I want to learn to knit, you need some help. But yet, when it comes to video and reels, it's like this. We have this idea in our head that you're just supposed to know how to do it. And the reality is, it's not true, right? You got to learn how to do it. So if you'd like some help, I am getting ready to do something called Rocket Your Reels. Oh, where'd it go? Rocket Your Reels, okay? It is a 6-week sprint. You're going to learn how to build 6 different kinds of reels, okay? And it's a little bit strategy and a little bit skill. So not only are we going to be talking about, come on up, not only are we going to be talking about what do you say on the reels, what's the content in the reels, but also how do I build them? How do I post them? Like it's A to Z how to do reels, okay? And for the first 10 people, I'm taking $100 off. Now, you might be like, $100 off? No, this is significant because Rocket Your Reels is only $297. So you're basically going to get how to do reels in 6 weeks for under $200 to 10x your reach. I think that's pretty good, yeah. Yes, I do have payment plans. It's $67 a month for 3 months if you want to do payment plans. Okay? If you got questions on that, certainly let me know, right? But this is your opportunity to say, I'm not going to let this stop me, right? We are ending 2025. We're getting into 2026. What better way to gift yourself something for the holidays, but to kick off 2026 and say, I'm going to go after this. Because if you don't change something, if something doesn't change your trajectory, you're going to be in this exact same situation a year from now. A year from now, you're going to be sitting there going, man, I didn't do any reels. I just totally put that off. I didn't do any of it. Okay? Now, a couple of call outs here. I am not talking about having to do dancing or lip syncing or anything like that. This is specifically focused on how do you do this if you are a coach, if you are a service-based entrepreneur, and you're not trying to sell affiliates, you're not trying to get views, you're trying to actually get clients who want to learn from you, okay? The other call out is that we are going to be using the TikTok app inside Rocket Your Reels. Here's what I'm going to say about the TikTok app. You do not have to be active on TikTok. We're just going to use the app to create the reels because it is free. It is the fastest, easiest. And if you are concerned about time, it's going to save you time. It's going to save you time. Okay. So again, it's time to get comfortable in the uncomfortable. I can't make it not uncomfortable because you are learning something new, right? You've heard me talk about start, suck, get better. Anytime you're starting something new, you got to go through those phases. You got to start it, you got to suck at it, and you get better. I can't eliminate the suck, but I can be here to support you through it, and I can get you through it faster. So I would love to have you inside of Rocket Your Reels. We start Friday, January 9th. Calls are going to be Fridays at 10 o'clock Central. I would love to have you. If you got questions or you want to know more, message me, comment reels in the comments, and I'll get you the link. Okay, any last questions before I move on? Any questions? Okay, Robin says, is this self-paced videos or have to be on calls at a certain time? Oh, I meant to cover that. Thank you, Robin. It's both. It's both. Every week you're going to get a video that's going to teach you how to do that reel. Every Friday for 6 weeks, well, technically it's 7 because we have a kickoff call on the 9th, and then it's 6 weeks of Friday calls. I'll be on Zoom to answer questions, to help you in any way. If you can't make those calls at that time, you can pre-submit questions and get help. So the calls are optional, not required, but the learning happens inside those. Every week you'll get a video that's going to walk you through it step by step. Good question. Okay. Any other questions? I don't think I missed anything. All right. If I missed it, I'll come back and answer it afterwards. Thank you all for being here. I do have a couple of videos planned to drop over the holidays, just some fun stuff. Even though I'm going to be taking some time off. I hope you have a happy holidays, whether it's happy Hanukkah was yesterday. Oh, I always forget this one. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, happy end of 2025. I hope 2026 is your best year yet. And I hope you kickstart it with me by doing reels. All right, everybody. See ya. Bye.